Weekly Sauce, episode 56. Finally, 56. 55 was the we did last week. We didn't have a guest. We were supposed to have our guest today, but scheduling conflict, so we did it ourselves. We talked about the Habs and the run that the Habs have been going on, and the controversy with the referees and all that stuff. But we had a good time, Alex, you and I just talking. But today we're happy. I know you're super happy to have your hometown hero from the Bakersfield Condors, Raphael Lavoie. But before we get to Raph, who's waiting for us right now, again, this episode is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. Truffalo sauce, mustard truffle sauce, ghost bourbon, all of it, rubs for your barbecue. It's the best thing. Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire site. So we have our guest, like I said, prospect of the Edmonton Oilers, Bakersfield Condors, Raphael Lavoie. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How about you?
We're good, man. We're good. We're excited to have you on. How's the weather been treating you in Chambly so far?
It's been good. You know, it's really hot, so I'm outside. But you know, I used to go on my boat, but I sold it a couple days ago, so I've been pretty sad lately.
You sold the boat?
Yeah, we sold the boat.
No time to get on, I guess.
No, but we had time for it, but you know, there's a big demand for boats right now. So we got one last year when COVID hit, and the guy was just offering us a really good price, and he just came with the money on the same day, and he just gave it to us, and he just left with it. So we were like, we didn't really have a choice.
It was good money. You had the opportunity, you took it, and you said, "Fuck that shit. We're just gonna sell it," and that's it.
Pretty much.
So what have you been doing? I know you just said before off air you were saying you just got back from quarantine. What have you been doing so far? How's the off season been treating you guys?
It's been more than welcome. You know, I've had a really long season. The quarantine was a good 2 weeks off. You know, just staying at home, relaxing, and now I started back training and back on the ice. I think I went on the ice twice. It's been pretty tough, but I'll get back there.
Yeah. So you've been in Sweden this year. So you played in Sweden, and then you came to the States to play with Bako, and then you played in the playoffs for Bako. It must have been a really long season. How was your experience in Sweden?
Oh, it was awesome. Like it was really sick. You know, I've visiting a new country, and like, you know, we young players, we all grew up in Quebec. We don't think about Europe right away. You know, like we want to play North America, but for me to go there like at such a young age, I think was really sick. It was eye-opening. You know, you see a lot of different things, or different ways people play, and people act, and it was really good for me.
Do you feel like it's less physical or more physical over there, like when they play?
Oh, it was a lot less physical than the AHL, but it's the guys skated a lot. Everybody has a lot of skills. You know, you watch practice, you're like, God damn, these guys are good.
You guys call Bakersfield Bako? That's what it is?
Yeah, Bako.
It's like Bacomo, no? What do we call Bacomo then? Bacomo, what do we call it? The Bay? I'm trying to figure this out. We can't have the same name for two different teams. Especially that they're so close to like the same level. We got to figure this out. Bakers, I don't know, but Bako sounds good, I guess, for the Americans. But it's yeah. You got to figure out a better name for Bacomo. It's too easy. We can't have easy names. So the season ended for you guys. Tell us what happened, man. Tell us what happened in the playoffs when you guys played against San Diego, and then the next round after that. What was the locker room like? How many guys were you guys expecting back, and all that stuff?
You know, we didn't know at first if we had playoff. There was talk throughout the whole season. I wasn't there for the first 20 games, but when I came, they still didn't know if we had them. It was like a week before they're like, okay, guys, like we're gonna have playoffs, and then we're like, okay, and then we go into San Diego, and it's a 2 out of 3. You know, it's best of 3, so it was really quick. We played every other day or so. Like you didn't really have time to think. You know, you just wanted to play games, and then we ended up winning against Vegas at the end. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, congrats to you guys. But it's. I was gonna ask you guys. Alex kind of alluded to it, but the difference between Euro and the AHL, it must be like two completely different games, especially when you're talking about like where you guys played in the AHL.
Oh yes, for sure. You know, like it's totally not the same game, but it's both really good levels. Obviously, the AHL was better than when I was playing in Sweden, but it was still really good over there. I think there was like almost like 10 guys that went from this league right to the NHL afterwards. Like it was some really good hockey over there.
Yeah, you went down like almost the same path as Jesse Purjärvi, who's now in the NHL. He went back to Sweden. He improved his skills over there, and then he came back and I was in the NHL. Yeah, and I actually wanted to go see you guys, but there were no tickets available.
Why didn't you, man?
Because it was only available for season ticket holders. But the first game,
become a season ticket holder then. Oh, it's easy fix, Alex.
The first home opener game of the Condors, I'm going to be there. I watch Lavoie and Desharnais together, man.
Well, we hope that they're both not there. We hope they're both in the NHL, realistically, right? Raph, I don't think you're like, fuck, you know what? I'm really going to stay in the NHL just to watch, just so Alex can watch me play.
Well, actually, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, it's my dream to watch Lavoie. But
there you go, yeah. Talented player, man. You had a chance to play for Team Canada. What was that experience like last year when you were at the World Juniors?
Oh, it was probably one of the best moments of my career. You know, like the whole tournament is pretty awesome in itself, and then we had the chance to win it, so that was just like super amazing. We got our rings. We actually got our rings a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
Because of COVID, they couldn't give it to us. They host a gala throughout the summer for all the winning teams, and like you have a night and they give you your rings and they show everything, but they couldn't do that because of COVID last year. So we finally got them, and they're really sick, man.
Oh, really? You have one? You can show it to us, or you don't have it yet?
No, I think it's upstairs. It would be a pretty far run for me to go. I'll send you a picture later.
Yeah, send it to us. We'll put it on the episode. So what was that like, man? What did you any buddies, any lifelong friends that you made on the team? That guys you're probably never gonna play with again, and if you see them on the ice, maybe you'll scrap it with them. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's guys, a couple guys that played for LA now in the farm team. So it's always nice to when you see them again, because like there was like Akil Thomas, like Aiden Dudas and stuff. Like they played in the O, so the only time we would see them was like on the Hockey Canada events, and then you get to play against them afterwards. Like it's pretty fun.
And so you get drafted, and it's a huge moment for you and your family, I assume. When you're thinking to yourself, okay, now I got drafted, I got to make it, but I'm going to be making all this money. What's the first big purchase? You just sold your boat. I would have said maybe you buy a new boat.
Yeah, but there wasn't any big purchases. You know what? The day I signed my contract, I bought myself a car, and it was like a $3,000 car. So like, I didn't make any big purchases yet. The boat was split with three of my buddies. Like we put the money the government gave us.
Yeah.
We split it 4 ways, and we put 2 months of that on it, and that's how we got our boat. So
there you go. And
I didn't make any big purchases yet. So
but are you envisioning like a big purchase? Like what's the one thing you want? Like you want like a yacht? Like what are we talking about?
Maybe a big boat next year.
There you go. There you go. We'll have a championship party on it. Alex, go.
So who did you grow up liking in the NHL? Like who was your favorite team?
Oh, well, obviously, I had the Habs always at heart. You know, like, I grew up, I went to games there. My dad bought me tickets and stuff. Like, it was obviously close from home, so it was a lot easier to like Montreal rather than other teams. But I always had, like Kane or Crosby or, like, guys like that you always like to watch when you're growing up. But Montreal always had a close place in my heart.
So you're kind of rooting for them at this point, right?
Oh yeah, I have to.
we're not a Habs podcast, but obviously you can tell by me and Alex's clothes that we are Habs fans. Right?
Yeah, and I actually had a question for the draft. So the draft, there were lots of speculations of you being drafted by the Habs, and all the medias, they wanted a Quebecois player and yada yada. Did the Habs ever show any interest in you? Did they ever call you, like, give interviews with you?
Yeah, I had interviews with them. I met them again at the Combine. You know, everything went well. But, at the end of the day, they draft who they want to draft. And I think they didn't mess it up. You know, Cole is doing, he's doing pretty good so far for them. So, I think we had talks, but it didn't go any further than that.
Your goal is just to get to the NHL, right? Whoever drafts you, drafts you. I think that's a misconception. It's like, oh, he's sad he didn't get drafted by the Habs, but realistically,
exactly. Like, I'm just here to play hockey. Like, I don't mind whoever else it would have been. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Part of hockey.
I was honestly fully expecting you, like, not expecting, but I was like, please drop to the Habs in the second rounds. I was so sure you were going to us, and it didn't happen. The Oilers picked you, but I'm happy for you, man. And right now you get to show everyone in the first round who missed out on you that they made the wrong choice.
Yeah, well, that's part of hockey, you know. Like, you see so many guys that like got passed on, and then like they do great and stuff. But that's fine. We're here to play hockey.
What number do you wear, by the way? What number would you want to wear making to the league?
50.
50. That's it, eh? What's the motivation behind that?
That's for my father, man.
Yeah.
He had cancer when I was younger, and 50 was the age that he was officially in remission, and like it was just like a little something to remember that, like, you know, there's more to hockey in life.
Yeah.
So whenever I can wear it, I try to have it. It's my little thing.
That's it, man. I love asking people why they wear numbers, and there's always a small story. You know, some people have it more sentimental like you, but some people it's just like I wore it when I was a kid or something like that. But I'm always interested into why people choose numbers, because some numbers are just god awful. Like there's no reason why. So there's always a reason why somebody would have to choose that number. You played with Nicolas Roy, right?
Yeah, I played with Nicolas Roy.
Yeah, he had probably a huge playoff this year, and it was impressive. Did you get a chance to speak to him? Did you talk to him about what the situation was?
No, I didn't play with him. I played with that other one. Yeah. No, I didn't play with him.
Okay,
no, he wasn't. Yeah, I was in Halifax when he played in Chicoutimi his last year.
Oh. Okay, I thought you played with him.
No, I never played with him.
Didn't you get traded to Chicoutimi?
Yeah, like 4 years later.
Oh, I'm way off of my years. Hey, holy I'm thinking. When you go on the top of your head, man, I have all this information in the back of my head. I'm like, I play like Rain Man. You picture that scene in Rain Man where it's like all the numbers going over. I'm like, yeah, he must have played with him since he played in Halifax and he played in Chicoutimi and he got traded. No idea how old Nicolas Roy was, obviously. What's your golf game like so far? Do you have a golf game?
Oh, I am. I used to be really good, but I am terrible. I'm trying to go back with it with my friends. I'll have to buy a golf set and try to play with it. In Baco, I'll play more this year. If I go,
yeah,
I'll be a regular golfer over there. I'll work on my game.
What are the courses like in Baco?
I don't know, but I know the guys play a lot, so it must be nice.
And when you came back here, did you get a chance to get out or?
Not yet. I was more focused on the boat because I knew we were selling it. So now I'll have a month and a half for golf.
And the thing about golf, it's like anybody plays, right? And I'm addicted, and I suck. I have a theory that everybody sucks in golf. There's only 3 people in the world that are good at golf, and it's like a rotational basis of 3 pro players. Like now it's like John Rahm because he just won the U.S. Open. Like he's one of them. But overall, everybody sucks at golf. I think we can agree to this. It's impossible. You can't be good at the sport all the time.
Sure, for sure. You're right. Yeah, I am.
Raph, you're from Quebec, and obviously the national dish there is poutine. Vincent Darnay told us that his favorite spot is chez Gérard. What is your favorite spot for poutine?
For poutine, oh man. I don't even know. I usually just went to La Belle Province, and I would, if I wanted a poutine, I'd go there. Quick little one. I didn't have I don't think we have like a special poutine place in Chambly. I'd have to check. Maybe there is, but I've been gone for too long. I couldn't tell you. Usually it's just La Belle Province, and I'm fine with that.
Post-career, you're not going to open like a poutinerie somewhere in
No. Not in my goals.
What about post-career? What do you envision yourself maybe like 20 years down the line when it's all said and done?
Honestly, I was just thinking that maybe start a business or like manage some real estate properties, stuff like that. You know, there was guys on the team that were doing that, and like they had a lot of fun. The guy was doing it; he's still doing it while he's playing. So I was like, that's something I really wanted to do, because you know he was making, like, you make decent money, you have something to do, and like you build stuff. It's pretty awesome. So that was something I was eyeing at, and maybe that's something I'll do.
Alex, go ahead.
Yeah. So, what do you actually think, Rob, about the Habs run right now, and what do you think are their chances to beat Tampa?
The Habs run is insane.
It's epic.
It is epic. Yeah, that's the word. It's epic. You know, they have been underdogs since the start. They've been grinding. They've been playing their hearts out, and nobody can say they don't deserve to be there. And that's all. That's a good job for them, honestly. And you know, Tampa's good. Tampa's really good, but so were all the other teams in front of Montreal. Before the series started, everybody said that, you know, oh, that team's so good, that team's good, but I think we'll have to play it and see how it goes. But I wouldn't count them out.
I mean, you probably know a little bit better than us, obviously, but like you can't control, like for the Habs. Let's say even for Bako, you can't control who you have in front of you. It's not like the Habs aren't going to be like, oh well, the Jets are too easy, give us Colorado. You know, they're not going to say it. You can only play the matchup that was given to you. That's it. So
yeah, and the excuses
that people make is crazy.
Yeah, you know, you take it one game at a time, and you know they don't worry about people's excuses. They're just trying to win games, and look where that's gotten them. You know, like they're 4 wins away from the Stanley Cup, and that is pretty awesome.
It's nuts. It's actually nuts. I don't think anybody had them even coming close to Stanley Cup this year. We didn't, and we're diehard fans. You actually just said something that triggered a question that I had for Vince and a bunch of guys. Is that you said you take it one game at a time, which is like one of the almost ultimate hockey cliches ever, right? And it gets to a point where it's like, you know, like those in between period interviews there's like 12 phrases that hockey players say all the time. Let's see if you can name them with me. So there's you grip your sticks tight. You got to get pucks on net.
Yeah, get pucks deep.
Get pucks deep. You got to bang bodies.
Yeah,
bang bodies. A good group of guys.
I got to go to the net.
You got to go to the net. One game at a time. Be responsible.
Play disciplined.
Play disciplined. Don't make no mistakes. So there's like a revolving door of answers that you guys give. What are your like go-to 3 or 4 answers that you give?
Oh, those are, you never go wrong with those. You know. I'm pretty sure you can ask whatever question and I pull out one of these 12 answers and like it somehow applies to it. Like it's somehow a good answer to it. But yeah, I mean that's how we play hockey. So when somebody asks us like what we need to do or what is expected of us and what we want to achieve, like that's, you know, it comes back to that, you know.
I always said that hockey players, like in front of the camera, probably some of the most like. Well, on interviews anyway. Like right now, you're great, but like when you do like interviews, like in between periods, like I was mentioning, you can't see their real colors. You know what I mean? Like some guys are like really colorful, but you can't see it. The time where you get the most color out of hockey players is like on the bench. Like the chirps are unbelievable, right? So I would love if like you could pay a subscription. Like I would pay like $12.99 a month to have a camera on next to like on the bench, so I can hear what you guys tell each other on the ice.
Yeah, unfiltered conversations.
Unfiltered conversations. I would love to hear what was said from all the Habs players to Pacioretty. Like, those are the types of things that I want to hear, you know? I don't really care about the commentary or anything like that. Like, we do live streams when we watch the games, and it's fun. But, like, realistically, I want to hear what, like, Raphael Lavoie is telling people. I want to hear him chirp Vince on the net because he fucked up, he didn't pinch properly. I want to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a good business idea. Like, there's some really funny stuff set out there. Like, there's some low-key stuff. Like, you don't even need to swear or anything. Like, some guys just bring out some really good chirps.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're like, oh, man, that was good, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes the best one is the best one, and it's a good one, and I've heard it often. I played football growing up, but my buddies all played hockey. And I hear them, the best thing they always say is, hey, bud, you're shit at hockey. That's probably the best one ever. Because it's straight to the point. It tells the message, I think you suck at this game that we're playing right now. That's the best one. Hey, bud, you're shit at hockey. What's your favorite chirp?
You know, I honestly I don't chirp that much unless unless I can dangle a guy and like where the fuck are your ankles at, you know? Or
like one of those ones.
Yeah, you know, but I'm not running around running my mouth everywhere. I focus on my game. If I dangle a D pretty bad and then like he comes to hit me or something, like I'll give him a chirp or whatever. But I mostly focus on my game, and I let the other guys chirp and I listen to it, and I have a good laugh at it.
It's an art form to chirp. Alex, sorry, go.
It is.
Who was the toughest opponent you played against? Like toughest battle on the ice. Who was the toughest?
Toughest what?
The toughest opponents you played against.
And there has to be some guys in the A. I don't remember everybody's name, but there was some really tough guys over there. Like they're big, they're strong, and like they're so agile. Like when you're a junior, you have like one or two guys in a team that's like that. You know, that's gonna go to the NHL or whatever. But so you identify that guy. But once you get to the AHL, like everybody is like so good. You know, like we played Vegas. Like you have Ryan Murphy. Like he's literally flying around on the ice. You know,
so sick.
Like and then you play San Diego, and then you have Drysdale at defense, and like you're like just look at him go, you know,
exactly.
Like, and then you have forwards too that are like they're just so skilled. So I couldn't tell you right now who was the toughest because I feel like it'd be a very good list this year.
Or what about in the queue?
In the queue, I played Lassie, man. That's a pretty easy one.
There's one answer right there. I mean, we can get into it. I mean, you've played with him. You played with him, right?
Yeah, at the World Juniors.
At the World Juniors, exactly, yeah. So, is it, like, we know how good he is, right? Realistically, we know how good he is. Is it going to translate to the NHL? We're not making any predictions here. I think that this guy's going to have a long career. I watched him growing up as a kid, playing at the Meltdown, and watched him in city hockey, too. The kid's unbelievable. Like, he always has been, he always will be. What kind of ceiling are we looking at here? Is there anybody that we're not paying attention that might be just as good as him that media maybe doesn't know about? Is Laffy like the next best thing? Is there somebody that might be a little better than him that you think is going to have the same career as him, kind of thing?
I don't know, but I know Laffy's sick. You know, I saw people saying, "Oh, he had a tough start of the season, like, oh, he's a bust, whatever." But like, the guy hasn't played since COVID hit. You know, he didn't go to the World Juniors. He didn't want to get injured, and then he gets dumped right away in the NHL, and he's asked to produce like as a first-line player when he's 18 years old, playing against grown men when he hasn't played for a year and a half. You know, like it was. You know, at the end of the year, I think there was a part where it was like a point a game. You know, like there was like 6-7 games, like it was a point a game. Like you see that, like it started to grow, and like he's there, and he's so young. Like I just want to see him in 2 or 3 years, see how good he's going to be in the NHL.
What about you? 2 to 3 years. What's next for you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm working hard. I'm working out in the gym, working hard on the ice, and just hoping for the best for next year. See what happens, and then the year after that, you know, take it one game at a time.
That's it. Yeah, I'm trying to get the pucks deep, trying to get pucks on net. Just want to bang, you know, I just want to bang as many bodies as I can, you know.
And which player did you grow up liking? Well,
would you model your game after?
Yeah, model exactly.
Oh, you know, I was a big Kaner fan, but I realized quickly I wasn't going to play like Patty Kane.
Oh man, he's so sick.
But somebody I tried was Josh Henderson. You know, I like the way he's like, you know, big guy, skates a lot of. He goes north a lot, skates, takes D's wide, hits. You know, he's a big physical guy, has a really heavy shot. Like if I can play like that, like I feel like I'm gonna have a good career in the pros.
Well,
I love him.
Yeah, I mean, Alex has like a weird infatuation with Josh Anderson, but we actually all do here at Hot Sauce Sports. We all do. Like, we actually made a meme about him. You might have seen it. I hope you've seen it. Where it's you know the meme of the big black guy there with his dick hanging down.
Yeah.
So we put Josh Anderson's face on it, and we call it Big Dick Josh. Every time he scores a goal, it's Big Dick Josh, and we want to get him. But I know I heard he's like a quiet guy. You know, he doesn't really like get into like social media and stuff like that. So like, I'm trying to get him to see it, Like, we're trying to, like, get him in. And I have a buddy who's friends with him. So I'm like, can you send this to him? I want him to know that this meme exists. But he hasn't sent it to me. Because he's not that type of guy. He won't like it. I'm like, fuck, man, I wish. We'll get him to see it one day. Hopefully we get him on the show one day.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you coming on, man. Honestly, it was great talking to you. Alex and I, we were super excited the last couple of weeks to get you on. One of Canada's best, one of the future young stars for Canada. We hope to see you wearing the Team Canada jersey again. Hopefully we'll see you in a Habs jersey later on in your career. But for now, good luck to you next year playing for the Oilers, and we wish you all the best, buddy.
Thanks for having me, boys. Thanks.
As usual,
thanks for coming on.
As usual, this episode is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub. Visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off the entire set. That was Alex. That was Raphael Lavoie of the Bakersfield Condors. I'm Terry Tab. Peace.